Hi, I'm Chris Miller and welcome back to the Joy of Kia. Today we've been painting a Kia Optima and I'm just going to go ahead and sneak in a little 5-star crash test rating right here. Next we're going to go ahead and add a 10-year 100,000 mile warranty. I'm going to add one, but it's your painting so you can go ahead and add as many as you like. Now I'm going to go ahead and add friends and family pricing for $199 a month and a happy little tree. Now that's a happy little Kia. Doesn't that look pretty?
With our new payment card, Club Card Pay Plus, you can pick up extra points wherever you shop. It even lets you round up what you spend to help you save, giving you the power to make your money go further. Tesco Bank, every little helps.
Did you know that there are only 2 people in this twisted little fucked up community that we've created over the years that can hold a lobby for 20 plus minutes? I've never seen this before, so you must be very special. I'm here to spread the love for Garrett Hall, who took his sweet ass time to get here, and I will give whatever he hasn't been given on Thursday by his sweet and lovely wife. Garrett Hall, welcome here. How does it feel to be so special that we hold a lobby for so long to get started? In life? Damn. You know, I wouldn't cry about... Wait, I will cry, because I'm not... So I've been so kind, and now you've put that as a picture up as commentary team. Overall British, professional British overtaken dirty Dutch drivers can't deal with it, cause and effect for the Netherlands. Well, right driver won the championship anyway, so it doesn't matter, it's all fine. It's happening. See, for someone who hasn't got his stats all updated, you know quite a lot. And you are right. You are the irreplaceable one out of at least the two of us. Because I would have had no idea. Nor do I care. So, because you're setting up your baby for next season. You know what I can't wait for? The second race of the season, and you're gonna be like, oh no, 15 more of this. Gareth, it doesn't matter what you say, because apparently people can't hear you. And neither can Thomas, because he's off. So as Thomas does a spin on the start of his lap, there are absolutely no style points here, so there's no reason why you would be doing this, other than trying to look cool, I guess. Go through turn 1, 2, and 3. So we'll do, well, you've got him on board, so I'll just go over. There is a lot more camera, because I've been to this track, Gareth. Did you know that? You didn't know that? Well, whoa, there's no need to be so... Garrett, whoa, no, jeez. I can't believe you said that about Leroy. Oh, wow, that is so uncalled for. Anyway, down through the old start-finish straight into the best corner of this track, in my opinion. Cops, fast for a good driver in quali, a slight lift for the faster drivers in the race, and it's a slight lift for the slower drivers in quali, amongst who you would classify me. Because I do a pussy lift in that corner, yeah, I know. You can compare it to the corner after the long, twisty, flat-out part in the Nordschleife.
Right, shut up, you cunt. I'm back. Right, everyone can hear me. In we go through Stowe. Thomas never invalidates! I hope you can all hear me now. There we go.
Well then.
Oh, who cares? I rushed back and yes, I mean the microphone's set up. It just for some reason OBS just didn't recognise it, so I had to reboot it through that system. So yeah, welcome back everyone. You didn't hear me. I was saying some very insightful and interesting things earlier.
Yeah, I can't believe you just leaked the entire season 8 turnout.
Yeah, I genuinely did actually bring you quite interesting information about season 8, but well, fuck you all. You're not going to hear that anytime soon, are you? So that's going to be kept to myself for a while. But good evening, everyone watching along. Thomas never invalidated his lap. One driver that hasn't is the Dutch Torpedo that's actually managed to find his PlayStation controller this week. So Rico does join us. What does Scott do on his flying lap, making his way around through Maggots and Beckett's, out through Chapel and onto the Hangar Straight? Scott, who is running some nice GB News colours here as he heads down towards Stowe. Of course, 3 more corners after this as you head through. Not like that, Scott. Certainly not like that either. He's taken the Peter Knighton line. And what Pete would do there is he'd swipe right across, saying that he needs to go into the... well, actually, no, I'd swipe right across and Pete would try and take me on the outside and say, why are you going there? And after I've been saying for half a lap, I've got no front wing, I need to pit.
You swiped across him, to be fair.
Well, I did, but I did warn him quite aggressively that I would be making that move.
I'm not saying that you did the wrong thing. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, I
driving behind you guys.
I do it again, especially the fact that he was on a Joker as well. That was even funnier. Right, Kingen. What can the not so super Swede do? Of course, a couple of races in, he's actually managed to turn up for what is now a Jackocar record of 3 races in a row. And heading down the Hangar Straight, DRS wide open, of course, around this Silverstone circuit. 26 laps, so we all do. And these guys will be heading in towards Club Corner. It's the left-right kink onto the new old straight. God, just about as a 28.759. Pole last season was a 29 flat. So
interesting.
Yeah. And that was
I believe we're finally getting people who are quicker than last season's results.
And that was Quinn's lap. So, and I would have thought that wasn't a bad lap. So, unless
wait, did you just give Quinn a half
No,
compliment?
actually no, fuck no, absolutely not, because that was
King has already beaten it, so it was a trash lap.
Well, true, but no, I said to you, but obviously they couldn't hear me. The last time we raced here was 23rd of May, so the new game wouldn't have come out. So the cars, of course,
I see.
behaved differently. So, as known cheater, Evil Dragon 99 does a 26.6. What a suspect lap that is. And he's lucky, actually.
On board?
Well, no, I'm going to try and stay away from him as much as possible because I don't want to give him the notoriety of known cheater, Evil Dragon 99. But one man that we will be on board with a couple of times, hopefully. Well, until he loses his front wing at turn 3 and retires from the race, is Matthew Shepherd. He is one of our Joker drivers tonight. He will be taking 1 pit stop compared to everyone else's 2, bar Jacko and Harry. So, these 3 gentlemen, these 3 somewhat fine gentlemen of looks, not of stature, but they have gone for the smartest call of all, by going for the 1 stop around Silverstone. Of course, it is the slowest pit stop on the F1 calendar, so they have the greatest advantage. Can they make it count? I doubt it. This is a race for one of the 3 of them to win, and I'm sure it's a race that we'll see the one of the 3 of them throw it all away. Dustin Rolko running the orange and chrome livery, as we've seen him run for the majority of this season. Yuri, why don't you take us around, as I would say rudely interrupted, but you deserved it last time.
I'm not sure whether I want to anymore.
Anyway, I mean, you don't have to. We can sit here in silence, so it probably would be better for everyone else to listen to than
Wow,
just saying.
Wow, that is. Damn, you're not holding back, coming out swinging today, aren't you? Fucking hell. Anyway, true call. As I try to hold back tears from crying too much about, Garrett ruining my life. Towards Beckett's we go, towards Chapel, opening the DRS. I can't take it anymore.
I'm not going to take over. We're just going to sit here in silence.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's fine.
It's Dustin after all.
Okay, so that's Dustin's lap over. He goes P3.
See, this is why I like being here so much, because we're so professional.
Right, Jess is just heading onto the Weddington Straight. Where are you, Barry Baldwin? You're also on a lap. He's going through Maggots and Beckett's. Let's actually take you off TCAM. I've been sitting on there for a while as I've been looking at my PC screen and not actually at what's going on circuit. So 26.6 is your current fastest lap of qualifying. That it was done by known cheater Evil Dragon 99. Matt Shepherd on his Jacob P2 currently. Can that be beaten by Bazza? Bazza, who has really endured a bit of a shite season so far. He's clearly gone for the what Sauber was this? The dark blue and white Sauber, sort of like the Felipe Nasr sort of era, wasn't it? That sort of early 2010s, something like that. But he goes up into P4, 28.328. Basil will be looking at and thinking he probably could have shaved off a couple of tenths of a second. What is Jess doing as she comes around Stowe? And, of course, leading the chase coming into this round. She was the most playoff points, so she leads the chase. And, of course, the chase winner takes the fastest loser, or the lucky loser spot in the Championship 5. Jess goes up alongside Known Cheetah Evil Dragon 99. A 27.1 is a more appropriate time for a Kia driver.
It is indeed, and I'm just wondering why Jess finished her lap right before Robin starts his. Maybe there's a gap between them because of Michelle or Michael not being there, so that could be the case. Anyway, Robin down the Wellington Straight in towards Brooklands. As he goes purple, saying a lot. I'm expecting this to be a pole position lap just based on the fact that the first corner of the first sector is clearly purple. He is Jess is keeping it. Jess is doing her in lap rather fast. Hopefully she gets out of the way before Roman gets towards Maggots and Baggots, but it appears
No.
Interesting stuff here. Roman's going to complain about dirty air, which is so accurate in this game. Oh, now she sees him.
You might as well just commit to it there and give him a tow down the hangar straight.
Properly, yeah, make up for your mistake a little bit. In towards Stowe corner. Don't run out wide, Robin. Don't mount Everest on the inside here like Beza did. That's where he lost those couple of tenths you were on about. Club corner, nice one.
Why does everyone keep smashing these curbs?
Yeah, got away with it, and it is indeed pole position. So that first purple sector was accurate for a change.
Oh, we've got Team GB News out on circuit as Jacko now is out there running the same livery as Scott was. Little work baby dweebs that have I'm running red, white and blue. Oh, I'm running red, white and blue as well. Pussies. Right.
And it's the colours of the Union Jack.
Yeah, who cares?
So you're just taking the piss out of the national flag?
Oh, I honestly, I could not care less.
Garrett, you've regained some of my respect.
Right.
Jacko hasn't though.
Jacko's going for the speedway layout early.
No, I'm pretty sure he's taking NASCAR a bit too serious there with the track limits.
As he's missing apexes all over the place. Onto the back straight, down the hangar straight, of course, underneath the pedestrian bridge, up to Stowe Corner, which used to be, of course... Oh, God, why is everyone taking such an awful line through Stowe? Right, up to Club. Let's see if this is a little bit nicer. Do we not clump the inside curb on both the inside, the final corner, two final corners?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we take one of them. Jacko P3, a 26.754 is a tenth of a second slower than Known Cheetah Evil Dragon 99 and 2/10 slower than Robin Border. Florian Mayer is now heading onto the Wellington Straight. Of course, this is the newer part of the circuit. Of course, all these new F1 kids that have been watching and probably racing here in Jackocar would know that they got rid of the best part of the circuit, the old bridge section, and we now rejoin where the track used to be and onto the old start-finish line where it was even better. Of course, if you watch back in the 99 was when he broke his leg. 98 race, something like that, is when Michael Schumacher won the race in the pit lane by effectively breaking a rule due to Ross Brawn knowing the rulebook inside out. So had a black flag, came in to serve his penalty, and in the process drove over the start-finish line and served his penalty. So even though he'd finished the race, because he'd come in to serve it, they allowed him to complete the penalty. Not quite sure how that works, as if you complete the race and you've got a black flag that you would get disqualified. But it was Michael Schumacher, and so no one fucking did it. So, into the final corner for Florian. Of course, the German driver does do a 26.323. Pole position currently by 0.2 of a second. We've got two more cars out on circuit. In fact, we've got three, because Dan Price is now out to start his. So, Harry Collier, Sullivan Lewis are now out. Sully, who is rounding the final corner. And what can he do? This should be pole position. And it is pole position. A 26 flat for Sully is disgusting for the Cup Series driver. Harry Collier now goes around Copse Corner iconically in the same style as Max Verstappen. And that's by going as wide as possible. Weirdly, though, doing it with four wheels. But what can Harry on his what can Harry on his Joker do? Of course, looking to get his maiden win. Of course, his maiden pole position came last week in Singapore. Can he add a second to it this week? Well, He needed to have taken that gear down because he lost a little bit of revs. Right, stay off the inside curb. Misses one. Does he miss the second one? No, he's lost the back end once. He's lost the back end twice. He puts it into P6. And that means last one out is Dan Price, who's making his way through Mackens and Beckett's. Yuri, take us around the last few corners of our current points leader.
Yeah, unfortunately, no second pole position for Horny Harold. But will then get another pole position as he goes to Stowe corner, and will he mount Mount Everest on the inside there or here? He actually doesn't. Goes quite nicely across them to the final corner. Sully or Dan? Sully. By a second.
Boo.
Boring.
Well, someone's got to stop Sully from winning. Surely.
Well, you know what's going to happen? Like, the entire field, this is so unfair. Like, I've got a feeling that Sully's going to walk away with it. And you know, Florian, Robin, Known Cheater, Evil Dragon 99, Jacko, Harry, all these guys got to work harder than a cucumber in a women's prison.
Solid analogy there. Appreciate that. So we then have the results, as you say, as you just wrapped up very, very professionally for us. It is Sullivan Lewis at pole position. Yeah, absolutely. We were 26 flat, 26.059, 2.5 tenths faster than Florian Mayer. Robin Border, Known Cheater, Evil Dragon 99 in P4. Jack Ricketts and Harry Collier make it a Joker 5th and 6th, with Dan Price in P7. Jess P8, of course, leading the way in the chase coming into the first round of the playoffs. Joker, Matt Shepherd in P9, then Jake Warrior, P10, Dustin, Bazza, Isaac, Rico, Scott and Thomas without a completed lap time, and will be starting in their usual slot, hugging each other on the back row of the grid. I'm sure they'll be holding hands into turn one, as many people will be, until we see a huge crash inevitably in between the sort of like P5 and P6 position, possibly between Jacko and Harry. Everyone else behind just think that they can just drive through them, and we get at least 4 cars out on the first lap, a red flag, and hopefully a red flag extends us to lap 25 and we can all go home early.
That's your fault. We could have been halfway through the race already by now.
We could have been. But as I said, as Yuri very nicely said at the start before my mic, of course, is of course you will wait for me. I'm the most important one here. So I'm glad you all appreciate it. I'm glad you know it. I'm glad it's understood, the fact that this thing doesn't run unless this microphone is on. Well, technically the microphone was on, but it just wasn't playing any audio. But nevertheless, unless I'm sitting in this chair watching this screen of these 16 plebs, then Kia ain't happening. And Kia is changing for next season, in season 8. Strap in. There'll be a strap on. I'll tell you afterwards which one of us will be wearing it. But there are changes a brewing here in Kia, and season 8 will be remarkably different, and hopefully we'll go out with a bang, with a little bit of heartbreak, and hopefully for us, a little bit more excitement. But as the guys load up, as Leslie said, so many plebs, don't worry, my friend Matthew, you are very much one of them. You even missed my joke earlier when I'd discussed your motives for disappearing out to Southeast Asia, but don't worry, I'm sure we'll have plenty of time over the coming races to continuously rib the fact that you've clearly gone out there looking for love, to bring them back, most likely in the back of a lorry. But
sea container.
I don't think
he dive due to lack of air.
He's not paying for a container. He's not that. This is a cheap man we're talking about. We're maybe going sort of like storage box on, like you put on top of a car that you kind of put maybe like a surfboard box or something like that they can lay them flat in, but just give them a packet of crisps.
They're pretty flat on their own, to be fair.
Exactly, and a fruit shoot, they'd be good. Right, any time you're ready, guys. We haven't got the national anthem because I didn't have time to get one ready. Unfortunately, I've been out literally all day, did not have time. So You will have to.
Such a nice flyby as well.
I know, but I actually had a really good idea for a national anthem as well for Silverstone, but unfortunately, it's going to have to wait.
France national anthem is shit anyway. We can just play the British national anthem. Hasn't been heard in Formula One for a while, to be fair. So
very true. Well, don't worry, because it wasn't going to be the British anthem played.
Oh, really? Fuck's sake. Leslie is currently engineering Jacko, Scott, and Harold from the Philippines.
Oh, great. I can't wait for that crash on lap 1 that takes out.
I hope it does. So that Harry can go, Leslie can go back to sleep with his,
I look forward to Harry.
Questionable lady friend.
Harry
Stationary.
Harry's starting from P6, and no doubt he'll finish around P14. Jacko's in P5. He'll get to around about lap 20 and then lose his front wing. And there's known cheater Evil Dragon 99 has been disqualified. He didn't leave.
Just piss him off.
Didn't leave. Well, maybe. One could only hope. We will address the fact, of course, that known cheater Evil Dragon 99 has liked to reference in the chat several times this week that this is the first time he's raced at Silverstone since known cheater Evil Dragon 99 last competed here for One Hub. Interesting, One Hub, who deleted and have seemingly wiped of history any sort of reference to that race whatsoever.
Not all of it, though. There is still a tweet online referring to the events happening on the 22nd of February 2023.
And what happened on that fateful day, Mr. Haslard?
Well, the tweet said that a certain driver was removed from all active duties within the One Hub community and stripped of his points and everything.
And do we know the caliber of driver that known cheater Evil Dragon 99 beat that day and thought he'd get away with it?
Yeah, there is a known driver back in. I think he still holds the record for most wins in Jackocar all time with 19, if I'm not mistaken. It's J. Luke. Back in his prime, he beat him. It was Casper. Surely he was a little bit less good back then than he is now, but he still beat him. And there was Kieran. He done Kieran around the outside of Chapel.
But that's not. There's absolutely nothing in that at all. Anyone can beat Kieran. But
no. Shut up, Waze. We don't care about your first win here. No one does.
Who remembers my first gear? Oh yeah. I mean,
you know what my best Jackocar memory of this track? There's two. There's three actually. I'm going to be very selfish and start with my first Kia Series win here, Waze, where Fintillo decided to forget his qualifying ban and just finished the race on first. Then the week later on the short track, he binned it from coming out of the final corner. And my third favorite memory is Kaya costing Garrett the Cup Series win here.
Fuck Kaya. Yeah. Costing me my first ever Cup win. Will we see anyone cost Risky his next Cup win? Because we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Pause. It's a long one, up to 5 seconds, but it's out and underway. It's a good start from Sully alongside him. What does Florian do? Florian's got the inside line. Does he get the whole shot into turn 1? He takes the inside line. Risky takes the outside. They're side by side going through the first corner and the second corner into the loop section. And Risky still holding position and holds up into P1. Down the inside goes Robin on Florian, pushes him out wide there. Two get a little bit screwy on the exit, but it looks as though Florian holds P2. P3 for Raceman, known cheater, Evil Dragon 99 holding on to P4. Dan Price has moved up a couple positions into 5th position ahead of Jacko, who is down now into 6th. Shep has moved up a couple of positions into P7. What has happened to Harry Collier, now down to P9?
You'd expect me to answer that. I have absolutely no answer for that. Kingen is right on his back end though, and up ahead it is Shep trying to go for on the inside of Jacko, decides to back out of it. Jacko runs the NASCAR line like he did in quali, and we're going double file, single file into Maggots and Baggots.
Yeah, I don't think we're good enough to go double filed. I mean,
in the background though.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We knew we weren't very good. Talking about.
Wow, what a surprise! I mean, I like you, Rico, I do, but some things are just written in the stars.
Right, so safety car out on lap 1. That's not going to affect absolutely anyone. Doesn't affect the Jokers, doesn't affect the key people racing. I most likely will think that we'll see no one into the box apart from Bazza, who's clearly got a front wing change, because otherwise there's no logical reason you'd be in.
I already need to do shit? Jeez.
As let's see if this is a change for tyres or if this is a change for any aero. I can't see a front wing. Oh no, there is a guy there waiting to remove a front wing. So Bazza has some sort of front wing damage, maybe an end plate, because it doesn't look like as though he lost too much. So damage there somewhere for the Welshman. Makes no difference. He cycles to the back, which was only a couple of positions. He's now moved down to P15. Good evening to everyone watching along. This is the Jackocar Kia Series. First race of the playoffs. Of course, next week we head to the Super Speedway for the first time in Kia Series history before 2 more races in the playoffs. Of course, there's a shortened calendar compared to the Cup Series. So just 4 races in the playoffs before we go to Monza for the Championship 5 in a month's time. So not far off until we get rid of this horrendous season and horrendous game here in Kia. But under safety car, because of course Rico has retired of the race, and that means that Sullivan Lewis now sits behind the safety car with Florian, Rageman, Known Cheater, Evil Dragon 99, and Dan Price, your top 5.
Yeah, a lot of surprises here. Not sure whether we talked about it, but the surprises here are that Liam is starting on the hard tires.
Yeah, let's have a look at that actually, because
I understand that Shep does.
Lesty will pretend that he's got some insightful information to give to the boys about their tyres. But there you go. You can see that Known Cheater, Evil Dragon 99 is on the hards, and so is Shep. Of course, Shep on the Joker. So is Jacko, and so is Harry. So Harry and Jacko decided to go for the middle compound. Of course, it means unless you've gone for a harder tyre call at the start of the session, that you only have 1 set of the hard tyres. If you go for the harder, you have 2 sets. So Shep may have just kind of decided to hedge his bets on no damage in the early phases of this race, using the hards and then going on to a set of mediums halfway through the race. Of course, lap 3 of 26, the cars can pit well, at the end of this lap, but whether or not they do, I doubt, because I would imagine the safety car comes in, so there would be no benefit of pitting if the safety car comes in, because of course you cannot follow it in either. So they will all have to wait until the end of the next one. Stages are laps 8 and 16, and of course that will go playoff points the way of the guys that are leading at the end of lap 8 and at the end of lap 16. So Sully will become the safety car in around at half a lap's time when who should we assume is driving the safety car that is not Bernd Meyerlander? Who's be like a safety car driver that's in Jacko?
It might be Bernd Meyerlander right now, but I know for a fact, Rico said earlier that he wants to get his tally of laps run up, so he's in the pit lane waiting for the driver swap to happen.
They need, I tell you what, Rico's team need is they need like a 1990s T car, like when you bin your first car and you can just jump in another one. That's what...
Like Juan Pablo Montoya.
I reckon if you look to the side of the circuit in a second, we're going to see Rico sprinting down the hangar straight, trying to run back to the pit lane and get in the T car.
2 laps down, but still points, lads.
There is a good chance that he could get points in this if he just. I mean, you could be
a point for a finisher. So if there was a T car and it could have been enabled, then you know.
That's a great idea. Oh, why Codemasters bring back T cars?
Just for the fun of it. Imagine Rico's name just popping back up, -2 laps, and he just exits the pit lane as we speak.
Oh, and he doesn't ghost as well. That would be beautiful. Right, so Sullivan leads the restart. There was discussions about the fact that the slow restart would be amended. I've not seen any confirmation of that, so Sullivan can do whatever he wants. There was so much crying from the Kia drivers and a select few Cup drivers that Jacko was considering making. I think it was a And was it a 90
miles an hour,
70 miles
right.
an hour, 90 kilometers an hour, something like that?
I think that's way too much.
Way too fast, because 50 miles an hour is what I do generally. So anytime from the final corner Sully can go, he can back him up as much as you want, get him on the corner, and he should wait. It's a little bit late. I would have gone a bit earlier than that when everyone else is on the corner, but it does mean that Florian and Rageman can use those soft tyres, which they'll switch on a little bit quicker. I say that as Rageman goes flying off the circuit at turn 1. It looks as though, for now, everyone has made it around the first 2 corners of this restart, and of course pit lane is now open for the first stops.
It is indeed. I'm just wondering how much. Some people will take it. I'm expecting Sully to come in. No, actually not. He's not under strategy. He will have Leroy in his ear though, so might be going in really early. I heard that tire wear was a bitch. Kingen decides that rallying is more his thing and goes off track for the 2nd time this lap. Does a half spin, which, well, seeing as you are just... Oh, there's multiple cars off behind him. It's Scott and Buzz off as well.
Buzz just ploughed into the wall for no reason. I mean, is this Matt Lester's handiwork, this is? I thought he was engineering
I think so. Who was
Scott.
he doing again? Jacko, Scott and Harold.
Yes.
Well, Scott's right there, so...
So, yeah, he's doing a great job at the moment, Lesty. So, VSC. So, right. So, I mean, if it stays out, then this is a cheap pit stop, and it's a mandatory. It's not a safety car stop. So, I would imagine that we'll see... Yeah, Risky being smart here, even though he's on the mediums, he will come in and take that stop. Does Dan Price get to the line first? I think he will do. He will.
Oh,
So he'll lead this lap.
Easily.
So playoff point for Dan Price for leading a lap. Jacko stays out. Of course, he's on Joker. He can't afford to come in. Matt Shep can't afford to come in. He's on Joker. Harry can't afford to come in. He's on Joker. So Jake Warrior there. Interesting call not to come in off the soft tyres under a VSC.
Sorry, I'm just keeping track with all the pit
Yeah,
stops.
no, I'm not quite sure that King and Thomas or Jake have made the right call there. We're back to green. It wouldn't have been a safety car stop. So all they've done there is mean that they're going to have to take a stop either under the safety car as Bazza retires in the pit lane. I would imagine some either side body or side pot or rear wing damage for him. He was in the wall nose first. And
still fucking pointless.
It is. Just get to the end, especially when there's limited races to get into the Championship 5 here. Is an early end to the evening for the Welsh talisman of the Kia series. As Jake Warrior still on the back of Matt Shepherd, of course, on the soft rubber, but as I said, probably should have boxed. It would have been the smarter decision there to get rid of them on a mandatory stop that was not a safety car stop, but he's now on push to pass against Matt Shepherd. He can go down the inside of Stowe. They're still fighting over position. Shep doesn't really need to fight him hard at this point. Jake just gets on with it. Now, is Jake thinking overtake Jacko and Dan and get a lap led to get a playoff point? However, if that is the case, as there's some fastest laps flashing up as you get all 3 of them, all 4 of them as Harry Collier takes it as well. So down in P5 for Mr. Collier. He is now on the back of Shep. So Shep, having started on the hard tyres, is fallen down 1 position. Will he fall down a second? We've got Thomas Nevitt that has gone around. It looks as though he got it all wrong at turn 1 and was pointing in the wrong direction at turn 2. We're back green, just localised. So back up to Harry, who is on the back of Shep and Jake Warrior. So Shep not being dropped by Jake. And I would be interested to see what Jake's call is here, because I don't think he's going to have the tyres to catch and pass Jacko and Dan. Sitting outside of DRS, which of course will be enabled shortly. And, well, it's going to be Harry just falling back a little bit here. So he's going to be within sort of decent slipstream range. But Shep is now actually right on the back of Jake again. So These two might trade positions. If I was Shep, I'm just holding onto my battery as he's doing. Don't burn it when you don't need to. Don't throw it up the inside equally when you don't need to. You're on vastly different strategies, Matthew. You do not need to be fighting this hard. Just sit behind him, use his slipstream, and get into a rhythm. Look after your tyres, because he will be coming into the box as Jake is getting all wrong on the exit of the final corner. And into the first corner as Thomas speeds into the pit lane as well. So ends a pretty miserable lap there for the Scots. As we go into the loop. And Shep has now got Harry all over the back of him as well. So Harry needing to use up these mediums compares to Shep's hards. As Sully, fastest lap of the race at 1:30.0 on his brand new hards.
It is Shep completing the move down the straights in towards Brooklands, gets it done, and Harry wants to capitalize straight away. Doesn't quite get the overlap. Jake runs wide, don't stick your inside, rightfully so. Just bear with him, because probably after the next couple of corners, he's outside of the slipstream range. You're right there, you can capitalize, because these softs are gone as he drifts wide.
Yeah, and this is all this is doing in the moment is holding these guys up, because the gap now is 2.7 between Shep and Jacko, and Jacko is actually right on the back of Dan now.
Oh wait, he is. But Shep is not.
Oh, that is two of the Jokers out.
Oh, they're parked in a really great position as well. There's just a car's width. And
I just came off camera. And just to look at Jacko.
Yeah, I just saw Shep going right where he had to go left, and that didn't work out. And then, well, that makes Lesty's very tired mind having a much easier job. So, I guess thanks for that. Can't quite go back to the Ladyboys just yet, but
I think that Shep said, "I just need to finish the race tonight." So.
Yes. Him and Scott were saying that to each other.
Yeah, that's very funny. Right, into the box comes Dan Price, comes Jack Warrior, and comes Kingan. So they take their first stops, but crucially are now safety car stops. So they lose that ability of taking one later on in the evening. So whilst they could have taken one under the VSC, they've gone for a full mandatory but under a safety car. So
Scott is driving off track to let people by.
Of course he is.
I thought we weren't allowed to do that. Scott. Interesting stuff here. Interesting stuff.
Who did he let?
Two or three people. He was second, I believe. Did he got them illegally, or? I don't know. Let's see.
I'm just looking at
Jake.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Jackocar, and he does just drop back a couple of positions, but doesn't look as though he spins or anything. So, well, Matt Lester, I'm sure you'll be able to give us some insightful information on what just happened there. He said that Shep will pay for it. Yeah, I mean that's.
Well, Leslie, I'm not sure if you know how things work, but when you're behind someone, you usually have the option to turn left or right and avoid someone. I know Horny Harold loves to get his pole somewhere, but that wasn't the proper way to go forward.
So we now have Mr. O'Carr leading the race. Dan Price has made his first mandatory and is now, well, he's lost one position, so he's not really lost any track time at all. So that worked out perfectly for him, based off the fact that everyone else behind was so much further behind, and the only two people that could have been a threat in this race took each other out, as Matt Shepherd seemingly lost it going around Chapel and sped into the path of Harry, by the looks of it. So that is all part and parcel of Jackocar. We've all been there, and I'm sure it will happen again. And in fact, knowing Kia, it will definitely happen again.
Do you know what this means, though?
That if Jacko didn't win the race, then he's completely fucking useless.
No, there's no strategy involved anymore. Not a lot, at least, because they're all on the same strategy right now. Jacko needs to pit one more at a time, and the guys behind as well. The only benefit Jacko has, but so do Florian, Sully, Robin, and a lot of other people, is that they can still do a pit stop.
True.
On
However,
the safety car. Funny thing, by the way. Sorry, that I just keep on going.
I guess so.
Do you see the tire life that Scott has?
So Scott hasn't stopped either.
No. Scott decided to just not stop, which is interesting.
Matt Lester, can you explain your thought process, seeing as you're engineering this? I mean, first of all, why is he letting people through? If he is letting people through. Secondly, why have you not told him to pit?
Illegal overtake, apparently.
Okay, why didn't he pit under the safety car?
That's a very good question.
Not even under the safety car. Why didn't he pit under the VSC? Why not demanding of this of his engineer? I thought Lesty was meant to be some sort of. I swear he's a team manager for a boy band esports team.
Oh, Lesty?
Oh yeah, I'm almost certain. It's in his Twitter bio or something like that. It says something for team, and then it says I love Harry Collier. He's my big strong boy.
See, I can already hear him say it because that's so accurate.
Yeah, he does. He's actually, what he's been doing out in Southeast Asia is coming up with a new house track that is just really
nice.
Aggressive sexual sounds that him and Harry
we
make.
should have someone as him in our team. Who brings home the lady boy? Oh wait, that was Pete in Poland one time.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's a Pete thing.
Yeah.
Right, so Jacko gets us restarted. Round the final corner, gets on the throttle pedal and underway. Does anyone bin it out the final corner? You never know. It's always a possibility as we go into the first corner, sweeping around the right-hander into the left-hander, breaking down now for Village and the loop. And it is Jacko from Dan, from Florian, from Sully, from Robin. Are you top five? As Dan already on these fresh tyres is eyeing up the lead with Jacko up in front. Jacko has got the playoff point, of course, for leading a lap. But it doesn't look as though he'll be leading one for much longer because around the outside to the inside, in fact, we've got Florian down the inside. I'm sure neither one of those are expecting. They're tagging once again, trading paint side to side. As down the inside goes one, going the outside goes two. As Dan Price gets down the inside of Jacko, making his move up into the lead. Florian's trying to go around the outside of Cop's corner. That's not going to happen. Not when you're racing a Brit, but he does. Jacko run out wide, gift the outside line, and will Florian be brave enough to sweep in and take the position? He does, but Jacko doesn't relent and cuts back in, holding on to the position as they've only dropped 6 tenths of a second, but you can see how much slower on exit Jacko is there, and that's going to open the door for Risky, who's going to make it 3 wide down the hanger straight. This has got tears written all over it.
What a fucking pussy!
I know, and he properly pussies out of it, doesn't he? As Sully backs out at the last minute. He's thinking about Jacko, the inside here, late braking for Sully, up into P3 from the team speed driver. As you say, Yuri, absolutely bottled that 3 wide.
I can't believe that. We should have a word with him as Robin decides that he's also had enough of Jacko's rear end. He's also had enough of the actual track, apparently. Decides to go and get himself a 10-second penalty. Aw, you're a lucky son of a bitch. Drops back behind Jake in P6 and has to go all over the has to do it all over again to put in the effort to get ahead of Jacko, who will probably be overtaken by the next car. Decides that he's had enough of defending and just let him go by. Oh, Lesty, you want to have some interesting details? Scott and Jacko are teammates. There you go. I'm doing more of a better engineering job than you do. Come on, get on with it.
As Robin just had to steer out of potentially slamming into Jacko as they go into Woodcote. As Florian gets 3 seconds very early in the race, as these guys are just ignoring cops now. We're taking the NASCAR line through these corners. Maggots and Beckett's seemingly seemingly Maggots and Beckett's is you don't need to take it within the white lines earlier. So where's OKK when you need him? Because we know that Michael likes racing around here. Of course, almost won the Cup Series race in Silverstone. What was that? Three seasons ago? I think it was the one that Kai killed me and I should have won.
Yeah,
but,
the one that you should have won.
Yeah, so unfortunately he spun right here on the last corner, or the last lap of the race, last corner, and it was Jamie Numbers, I think, that ended up snatching that one. Into the first corner, however, that would be a bold move as into Abbey, but these guys are all still fighting over position, all down fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, as that is Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99 in seventh position, as Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99 cheats on track limits as well and drops 3 a second penalty. Now round the outside of Jacko goes Robin, as Jacko goes around, tagged by Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99. He will not be happy and only will reinforce the stereotype, not even stereotype, because it's unequivocally true. Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99 is a dirty driver with no awareness.
There is a rivalry brewing between Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99 and Jacko, and if I'm correct, that was Jacko who, for Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99, who punted the owner of the league around. So. Yeah. Interesting.
With season 8 on the way as well. What a shame.
There's risks being taken here, and stories already written themselves.
They are. One would assume that with season 8, as someone is way off the track, is Thomas. No, it's not. Nope. It's Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99, who is very slowly driving towards the wall and has stopped, and is now.
It looks like boss.
Doing something.
That looks very AI-ish to me.
Lovely, and that's a retire on circuit for Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99.
He hasn't retired, so he still has the option to come back, put his car into the pits, and then retire.
Oh, that is true. He could have just left the session, but that wouldn't quite explain why he just drove off. Because the AI wouldn't do that. It wouldn't just take you off into, effectively, to the Silverstone Museum, which is just off to the left-hand side of the circuit there. But that does change things up a little bit, because it means that it frees up that battle in the midfield. So the likes of Rageman can now focus on catching Jake. Because we're now halfway through this one. Lap 13 of 26. And it's Dan P. Wilnut. It is Sullivan Lewis now a second behind. So Sullivan, on these hard tyres, is going to try and run them long into this stint, I'd imagine. And maybe think about a set of soft tyres later on in the race.
Yeah, you're not making that, Thomas. Don't break on the dirt, man. He proper blocked Jacko, and he went so far in blocking that he got his right side tires on the grass and went straight into Stowe.
But you can't tell by the state of the car, covered in mud on either side.
He's hit some grass, and maybe some gravel as well.
Well, it would be nice of some of these drivers to touch grass at some point, but
actual grass, guys, not virtual. Stay on the track, please.
Yeah. The irony is that the majority of the cup drivers need to touch grass by going outside, and these guys need to can't
stop touching virtual
can't
grass.
Stop. Yeah, exactly. Can't keep it on the track.
You want to hear a funny stat, by the way? In 4 laps time, as Jacko decides that he's had enough of losing positions and decides to gain 2 in 2 laps. In 4 laps time prior to this overtake, Jacko lost 9 positions.
What a useless prick.
I know, right? Coming in as the favorite, you're now currently 2.3 seconds behind Kingen, who's not even bothered to turn up for half the season. 90% of the season.
As Thomas Never's just gone around the outside of Jess at Cop's Corner.
Yeah, but Jess let him go.
Yeah. Jess, who is was leading the chase coming into tonight, I beg of you to get your elbows out, because you will not make the C5 through the chase by doing that.
Even if you don't take the elbows out, then just brake test someone.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be aggressive. There is, I mean, I had full-on conversations last week with Jacko discussing me getting through into the round of 8 that I would quite happily put Ben or Leroy in the wall if it meant eliminating them from the race. Luckily, Leroy did it for me.
Oh, just don't do it with Kieran because he'll report you for it.
He will, because he is a little snacky snack. As Thomas Nevitt's just thrown it back down the inside of Jacko. I think Jacko, who is on older tyres, of course, on his Joker, but now with that spin...
At least he's got DRS.
So Jacko, on his Joker, as you say, pretty much on the same strategy as everyone else, has been completely ruined by Known Cheater Evil Dragon 99. And, well, now finds himself in 9th position on the oldest tyres on the track currently, with no real as they get off the throttles. Oh, it was on the push to pass on the rumble strips there, which isn't going to help at all. But Jacko pushing the car a little bit here, maybe over pushing, as he's going to be back on Thomas again. As where on earth are you going? Right,
inside Jacko, come on, pussy.
He's going to sweep round. Is it going to work? He's going to tag him. Well done, Jacko. I would have done that as well. Just get out of this, whatever that is. Just
inside
sack
information.
It off.
Apparently, inside information. Apparently, Jacko is not having a good time.
I
wonder why.
What a great bit of news to hear. Right, into the box comes Jack.
First completed strategy, by the way. Good for you, Jacko.
On his Joker.
Yeah.
Does he take? And he takes a new front wing? No, he doesn't take a new front wing. So even with all the contact, he's managed to at least maintain light green front wing damage, if he has, of course, because he's been knocked around a little bit. As Jess is now on the back of Thomas. Now they've found themselves free of the one that was holding them up. And what can she do? As she's got a decent amount of battery left, 73%, and now making it towards Cop's Corner. Keep it flat. There's a little bit of a lift there from Jess as she goes through. You got to commit to flat around there. Just take a wider entry and keep that foot pinned, even on tyres that are a little bit older. But Thomas, who keeps on driving off to the right-hand side here, does he do it again? Oh, no, he keeps it on the track this time. But he's completely obliterated his battery in his battle with Jacko. And Jess, who's just sitting behind at the moment, does have DRS. But Thomas sitting there, in 8th position, 1.8 seconds behind Kingan. Kingan, who is having another mid-race. Whilst that's happening, let's go up on board with Risky. So Sully now right on the back of Dan. These two comfortably out in front by 2.7 seconds. This move should be coming. Is Sully tempted to use a little bit of push to pass here? No, he's not. That's the smart move, Sully. Save it. Because you will need it later on in the race. 12 lap old hard, so he's going longer in this stint. Of course, he's done 3 laps extra already. But these tyres, well, the hard tyres around Silverstone could probably do about 3 races. They go on forever. Of course, Silvo is one of the tracks that you used to be able to have do you remember having the super hard tyres that were just the most unpleasant tyres you've ever driven on?
Apparently, Harold's favourite tyre.
He just liked the word super hard.
Because he's super hard for poles, as Sully is super hard for P1 right now.
It is, and I think Dan doesn't really fight that one, lets him go around the outside. Smart decision, because in he comes, and that will be another set of medium tyres, I'd imagine, for Dan Price.
Let me quickly check something, because smart as I am, I did not write down the stages.
It's 18, I think.
16, so this is,
the
16. Proper stage lap.
Okay.
This is the first opportunity, and he took it straight away.
8 and 16, sorry, wasn't it? Yeah.
But he kind of had to, because, of course, he pitted under the safety car. No, he did not. Oh, no, wait, Dan...
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, Dan pitted on the safety car, so he had to take this one.
Yeah, he did. So we've got a couple of guys in. So, onto soft tyres from here. So, that's quite a long stint on the softs here. It's doable. I remember doing 10 laps on the softs. Last time we did Silverstone in Cup, I think, and I got a puncture on the last lap. Oh no, it was VSL. It wasn't Cup. It was VSL when I got a puncture on the last lap, and I did 10 laps on the soft. So Jacko now in, and he's made his stop. So onto softs for Jacko, dropping down to P9, and in all of that has easily cleared Thomas with an undercut. Didn't manage to clear Jess, who is yet to stop, of course, but I imagine, looking at the times, that she will be back in the realms of Thomas and Scott. Scott, who is still in the race. Is that a plus? That is a plus for Scott. He's still in the race.
As of now, he is indeed doing what he wanted to do, and that is finish the race. He's going on to a fresh set of soft tires. Interesting enough, also Jacko went for softs on lap 15, so that's a 12-lap stint. I'm not good at math, so I'm just gonna say 12, but I think it's 12 laps. So that's a stretch. That is a long way.
That is a long stint. Yeah.
Sully takes medium, so
I think the only benefit to these guys is that with the cloud cover, of course, the track won't be as hot. Therefore, it will take a little bit. Whilst it will take a little bit longer to warm the tyres up, they won't scrub as quickly. I mean, I think it's a thing. They said it was a thing when the game came out. I don't know if it's actually a thing or not.
They said a lot of things when the game came out.
They did. Can't wait for the new game where everything is exactly the same, because it doesn't look like a absolute carbon copy of this one. Ding. Right. So Sully, who has actually lost quite a bit of time there by being undercut by Dan Price. So Sully, who was nose to tail with him, is 2.5 seconds back, and he's gone for medium tyres. So he went up from the. Okay, I mean, he's gone conservative. I would have thought he would have taken the hards a little bit to the softs and maybe done an extra lap, but clearly thought he doesn't want to get undercut too much. So as you see, already it was 2.5 seconds. He's managed to take half a second off him on this lap, but I would expect this gap to come down in the next 5 laps, maybe around about 24, 25. I'd expect to see Sully close right back up again. Jake Warrior's just taken Florian for P3, so good run here for Jake, with fastest lap of the race is then beaten by Rageman up into P5. So we've got a fight brewing for the podium. Of course, Florian, with that 3-second time penalty, is going to be a cause of concern for him. He might find himself falling back away from that, but no threat from behind. Jacko, with his already 4-lap-old tyres, is 9 seconds back, and with Dustin for company down in P6. Jacko of the last remaining Joker driver. Of course, Matt Shepherd and Harry Collier deciding that 2 becomes 1, said the Spice Girls, and said Harry Collier and Matthew Shepherd, as Florian now right on the back of Jake, and they looking to trade positions once again. Go on, be bold. Are we going to see him moving to cops? No, he backs out of it, you little girl. Sorry, it's not gender appropriate, is it? I shouldn't be saying things like that. But Rageman actually dropping off the back of him as well, so he's dropped outside of DRS range. As looks as though he would have got a nice run on Jake there, but unfortunately messed up Chapel. And whilst he will have DRS and have the benefit, he could have been right on the back of him. Jake's used his battery. Florian uses his down the inside at Stowe and up into P3. As Rageman gets 3 seconds. So that's actually worked out perfectly from Jake here. If I was Jake, I would just do exactly what you're doing now. Just stay with these guys. Don't worry about it. You're most likely not going to catch the leaders. But you've got a podium with your name on it. And for a driver that is outside of the playoffs, that would be crucial with only a few races left to go until the Championship 5.
Right, so I've done some admin and caught up with everything. Michael will be very happy to know that he doesn't have to rewatch this race for for any kind of the stats, because I've tracked everything so far that I can already say that Dan's got the playoff point for most laps led. He cannot be overtaken anymore. He's led about half the race, to be fair. The other ones being Sully with 5 laps and Jacko with 3. So that's something. As Jacko, by the way, getting overtaken left, right, and center. He's happy. I guess he's glad that he's got a fair undercut on Kingen. He's 8.4 seconds ahead of him, so he doesn't have to worry about that. As the battle for the lead is getting heated, it is Dan from Sully from 3 trends as we go to Baggett's and towards Chapel.
Yeah, Sully right on the back of Dan now, and this should be pretty elementary. Down the inside, no real defence from the multiple-time race winner and the man currently leading the points. Of course, Sullivan going into this one, and he can very much make the Championship 5 and will be in the hunt and surely one of the red-hot favourites for the title if he gets there in Monza, a race that we've... I think Sully's done quite well in before. But now up into the lead, he goes down to P2, Florian to P3. He's actually dropped Jake by 1.2 seconds, but does have that 3-second time penalty. Rageman now back of Jake, so that might help Florian actually a little bit if these two battle between themselves. As you see, he's already lost 0.2 of a second whilst he's looking in his mirrors for the German behind him. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember which one's which. I know that Rageman goes into a party. I don't know if it's with Dustin or if it's with Florian, but pretty sure it's with one of them. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of words spoken with a lot of different letters put in random places, much like the Dutch language, just adding extra syllables onto words for no reasons is German.
Hou gewoon even je bek, man. Garrett, I know that you don't have the telemetry up. I do. Dan is apparently underfueled, so he's at risk of running out. I'm not entirely sure. You do this more often than me. The number on the dash in the top right, is that the amount of laps he still has left?
It is the... He is currently minus 0.11.
Yeah, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, he is...
So that's why he didn't decide to fight Sully that much, because he doesn't have the fuel to do so.
Yeah, I mean, he can lift and coast a little. I mean, it's not even lifting or coasting. He can just kind of short shift and he should be fine. Just let... The race is gone. Sully is now just decided that he's going to drive like a cup driver. Of course, this is...
No one decided to pick up that cucumber, yeah?
This is Sully, who finished on the podium again and could have won the race last week in Cup. And has actually joined the club now of being one of those tossers that talks down to people that use medium traction and seems to think that he's better than everyone because he can drive a game without traction on. So, so screw you, Sullivan.
See, people who'd say those kind of things, Jacko does it as well. They just have like small dick energy and they try to compensate for something.
I tell you what, Sully, he used to be cool until he joined the police, and now he's a real narc.
I know, right? Such a pig. Jeez. Yeah.
So, I was going to say something rude to Dev. I'll refrain. Sully. Sullivan Lewis in P1, Tap P2, Florian P3, Rageman P4, Jake now back to P5, but still is actually just outside of the podium. Needs to kind of stay within touching distance of the two guys in front. He's kind of sitting on, what is it now? He's about 2.6 seconds behind Florian. So that slipstream and the benefit of DRS on Florian has helped. And in fact, with having to lift to survive to the end of this one, it's brought Florian right into the battle for P2. So
he's not saving enough. It's
no,
still minus 1 point
he's
something.
not. He needs to just have a lap where you just kind of sacrifice a heap of time.
Well, he can, because the guys behind have penalties.
Yeah, exactly. So
just let Funky go.
Yeah.
Sit behind him in the slipstream and the DRS. Come home to a P2. Easy peasy.
So what he needs someone that's in a party with him that can bump draft him down the straight. You get your foot off the throttle and you just get someone to push you down the straight.
Yeah, because that always turns out so very nice in Formula cars.
I've never seen it go wrong.
Oh yeah, true.
As you see, I perfected it in Mexico with Mr. Benjamin Shaw. Gave him a lovely helping hand down the main straight.
You don't think all the times like we've done it very riskfully in the super speedway wasn't helping? Robin.
He didn't want a podium.
I guess if he keeps it going like this, he doesn't want a top 5 either.
Well, Jacko. He's not getting to Jacko as there's the change of position for P2 as Florian gets past Dan. Dan, who is still sitting.
He's saving a lot more now.
Just under. So it's, yeah. So he has saved. Well,
you mentioned Jacko.
He saved 0.04. Yeah, go on then. What's the wash boy done?
He just picked up a time penalty.
Oh,
wash driver.
Terrible.
Disgusting.
Oh, well, the fact that Leslie said, well, this is race is done. Well, a yellow
Robin's
flag is
well.
out because that was Robin that got it wrong out the final corner. So that is actually going to open a door for Dustin if he can start to get the pedal down a little bit, because he's now just sitting outside that 6-second window that Rageman has.
Jake for podium, by the way.
Yeah, Jake's doing really well actually. I'm pretty sure that. Well, in fact, I know that Jake has won races here in Silverstone before, because I think I finished second behind him once, and then I think he finished behind me when I won a race here on my Joker in my debut Kia series back in season 2, 3.
You only did one season, right?
Yeah, I only did one season. I think it was.
So how can you finish behind him one time and finish ahead of him the next time?
I think on
the same track.
No, maybe it was.
Was the short track still a thing then?
Oh, I have no idea.
That could be it.
Maybe. Or it might be that I've just commented. Like I said, all these Kia races just blend into one with me.
You say that, but you know so well what happened in the previous seasons when you start commentating.
Oh yeah, but I go back and check occasionally, depending on like I don't have photographic memory of every, apart from my own wins, like, because they're the only ones that matter.
I've got the same, but then again I've got 16, so it's a little bit harder.
True. I mean, and only about 9 of them are deserved.
I think way less. The amount of races I just won on sheer luck or strategy instead of pace.
Can we just reference, by the way? We're on the last lap, and don't worry, we'll get to Sully in a second.
No.
Liam's AI has done 20 laps on the mediums. Why? I swear that when you go to AI, that the car just pits like relentlessly, doesn't it?
No, it's because the game, because his original strategy probably had him on a one stop, and he is on a one stop, and the tires are still decent enough to do a one stop.
Well, that's and the fact that Scott can't even catch him.
Yeah, Leslie, I think you need to tell Scott that he doesn't need to try to catch Liam, because he'd probably be disqualified for 2 or 3 reasons, let alone. So.
Right. Hang us straight for the last time. Sully's already celebrating. He's actually using push to pass here because he's got fuel left. Sullivan, who usually underfuels his car by about 6 laps, is going to finish it with plus 0.2 over. So 2 more corners left to go. He's going to win his home race here in this virtual world. Does that mean anything? Who cares? Sullivan to the line. Sullivan just about makes it. He is the race winner. Florian P2. Dan Price does get home in P3, but he is jumped by Jake. I mean, it's Florian jumped by Jake Warrior, so Jake does get on the podium by 0.3 of a second. Fozzie's going to jump past Rageman. Rageman is dropped down from P5 to P6. Jacko P7 on his Joker. Isaac P8. He's got a penalty, so Jess is going to take home P8, and she does jump up past him. Thomas Nevitt, known cheater Evil Dragon 99, who is AI, I'm pretty sure, and Scott are your last finishers as Thomas crosses the line P10. And then we've got 2 cars, one of them who's actually driving, and the other one who might as well not be driving but is actually driving.
I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna be sharing a proud moment here, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I just randomly guessed it, but then got 1 more lap led than Sully, and I absolutely knew that at the moment that I called it on lap 20 that he was gonna take this, because yeah, that's my skill apparently.
Oh, God.
Nothing to do with a lucky guess in hindsight.
Well, that is, what's that? Sully's third race win this season?
This season, by the way. Is he gonna get Leroy's record from for 6? If he wins them all from now onwards,
there's a good chance. There's a very good chance.
7 wins in a season.
Well, Sully has just come out of nowhere. There's a genuinely a good chance that Sully is using the Liam hacks, because Sully, who could not stop but crashing, has suddenly finishing on the podium
now,
like four times in the last 9 races.
Yeah, this is some interesting shit. I think the known cheater title's going somewhere else. Please upload the entire thing. We want to see. Never mind. I'm not even gonna bother watching that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Woo. Sully won.
Yeah.
I guess this is what you felt like for the past 2 seasons when I was racing.
Yeah, mostly. I mean, yeah.
I can empathize with you right now.
Well, like I said, season 8 is just over the hill,
But
and Sullivan
Lewis. I
Lewis.
was never this bad though, right?
Well,
I was worse.
Sullivan Lewis, pole, fastest lap, and the race win. So gets it done, wins by 10 seconds. Dan Price does manage to hold P2, even though he had to fuel save and lost it on circuit. Jake Warrior, a very, very strong P3 from 10th on the grid as well. He'll be happy with that. So will Dustin, P5 from P11. Florian will be disappointed to drop down from P2 to P4. Rageman, P3 to P6. Jacko drops down from 5th to 7th and had an absolute mare on his Joker. Jess holds position in 8th. Kingan, 9th. Thomas Nevitt rounding up the top 10. Known cheater, Evil Dragon 99 in P11, and Scott were your final finishers. And then we lost Harry, Shep, and Bazza, I believe, the ones that we lost in that one. Oh, of course, Rico on the first lap. Who can forget Rico? His first lap antics, as usual. So Scott, as Leslie says, P11, which is probably his best ever result. Finishing a race is probably his best ever result, but it was a bit of a race, that one. Something like that.
I have nothing more to add.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us. My name's been Garethall. I've been joined by Yuri Hasselager. Join us on Thursday for some proper racing, when the Cup Series will be heading to start their next round of the playoffs. 2 more races left to go in that one before the Championship 5. And no, hold on. How many races left to go in Cup? It's not 2 more and then 5, is it? It's 4 more. Must be 4 more. It is.
Clean sweep.
4. So, what are you talking to yourself now?
Sully just said clean sweep.
Yeah, well,
that's because he got pole, fastest lap, and won.
Yeah, pole, fastest lap, and won the race.
Well, you shouldn't be too happy about yourself because you didn't win the first stage.
It's not a Grand Slam though. He hasn't led every lap.
Yeah,
so
you didn't get the most laps led.
So really, he's kind of celebrating mediocrity.
Yeah, a driver of your, sorry, a driver of your skills should easily be doing that. I just read Jacko's message. In the chat. Do you want to know before we sign off?
Yeah. Fuck it, why not?
Liam's a cunt. Pass it on.
It's been passed on. It's now on YouTube for the rest of the time.
To all of our 6 viewers, they'll all know it now.
Yeah. Well, enjoy that one. It is sentiments that can be echoed by many of us. But as I said, join us on Thursday. Jacko will be in the box, joined by who knows this time, because last time it was Jess and Scott in the commentary box, and Jacko thought he'd race in Canada and gift positions to Ben Shaw. But next time around, we've got several American races coming up, I would imagine, because there are limited races left on the Canada that can be chosen from. So I'd expect to see it either at Monaco or we'll be going to North America. But that will be 7 o'clock on Thursday evening. So if you've enjoyed this and you've not subscribed, I know some of you that are even racing the league don't and haven't. Make sure you do, or else shame upon all of you. and like the video, because fuck it, why not? It's Yuri and I have a laugh, and hopefully you all appreciate it. We'll be back next Tuesday for the first time ever. It is the Super Speedway in Kia. And Yuri, just to finally wrap up before we finish, Super Speedway in Kia, one word, what are you thinking?
That's a tough question. Can I do 2 words?
I mean, yeah, hyphenate them, but yeah.
It's gonna be an either, right? It's gonna either be boring, or it's gonna be extremely funny.
I'm going for mess. It's just gonna be a fucking
See, the
shit
mess
show.
part, actually, that's a good thing, because that hits the nail on the head on both of what I said. Because if it's boring, it has to be a mess, because to get to a boring state.
Yeah, true.
It also probably will be funny. You see what they come up with to kill each other on turn 2 or 3.
We get
3 or
our
4.
first ever Kia competition caution, and I cannot fucking wait.
Oh, there's only going to be like 6 drivers there anyway.
Oh,
the damage
absolutely.
will be back to reduced.
Yeah.
But the lines that are going to be taken in turn 3 and turn 4 is going to fuck each other over.
Yep.
The bump in turn 5 is going to send more people to Narnia than Liam normally does. So.
Oh god, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Right, that will be next Tuesday, so do join us for that. But from Yuri and I, thank you very much. We'll see you on Thursday. Have a great week. See you later.
Yeah. Bye bye. Please do join in on Thursday to save some of your sanity.